Hello and welcome to this week's YouTube episode of Court's Kitchen. Yeah, that's right, I'm in the kitchen and I'm gonna bake. For anyone that knows me, I'm not a baker at all. I'm pretty bad at it, but the things I do bake are pretty good sometimes. Most of the time. I think they're all right. So I've had a few questions this week about how to manage working from home and not snacking on bad food. And what can I feed my kids instead of boring carrots and hummus? Or if they even eat hummus. I never ate hummus as a kid, but each to their own. So I make this muesli slice that I love. Hopefully you guys like it too. So I thought I would share this recipe for you guys to do at home. This could be like a little cooking project with your kids, or it could be preparing yourself for some snacks for the week if you're working from home or whatever, really. So yeah, today's video is a little bit different. I hope you like it, but we're gonna get started. This is a really simple, easy to do recipe that you can pretty much just do whatever you want. I make it up every single time, so hopefully today actually works because I'm gonna have to measure things out so you can follow. I've already put the oven on. Yeah, the oven is on and it is roughly around 170 baking. I change it every time. Not a baker, like I said. But so the oven is on and now I'm gonna show you the ingredients that I'm using and make it as I go. So I just actually did half of the beginning of the ingredients and mixed them together and forgot to press record on my camera. So I'm actually just gonna show you what it already looks like and explain to you what I actually did because yeah, I ruined the video already, but who cares? We're gonna keep going. So in this bowl already, I have 3 cups of oats that I measured out and I smushed, or I'm squishing in, whatever, 2 full, very ripe bananas for the sweetness. Normally I do 3 bananas with 3 cups of oats, but I only have 2. So we're sticking with that. So you'll see that it starts to get a bit sticky. And for the other flavors of this, you can pretty much put in whatever you want in terms of like what you like, nuts, seeds, fruit, dried fruit, whatever. However, today I'm gonna do dates, which I've already chopped up. And I'm also gonna do walnuts with pumpkin seeds or pepitas, whatever, and linseeds, if that's not back to front. I think it is. So they're gonna be like the main flavors, and then I'm just adding other things in for, you know, additional deliciousness. And we'll go through that as we make it. So that's in, done and dusted. We're gonna chuck in the dates. I think I chopped up about 6, but you can just put however many you want in. Like if you like lots of dates, this is gonna make it sweeter, then put more dates in. If you don't wanna put any more dates in, then don't put any more dates in and put in less. So I usually do like a cup of some form of nut, almonds, walnuts, whatever, chuck some more in there. They're not actually chopped up because I like them chunky and I feel like once you stir them, they start to break up anyway. So we're gonna chuck that in, keep mushing around, make sure it's nice and evenly distributed around the bowl. Then we're gonna go pepitas, so anything that's a bit smaller in size, I go about 1/4 cup-ish. Like I said, don't really measure this, but normally it's like that. Chuck those in. Do the linseeds, same thing. Sprinkle it in so it looks pretty. Stir that in. Oh, now, I'm not gonna lie, this is not like a super high protein, healthy, you know, post-workout meal, but it's all pretty good ingredients. It's pretty high in carbs because you've got oats, bananas, and dates. Got heaps of good fats in there with the nuts. I mean, there's lots of protein in the nuts as well, but it's definitely not a protein bar. That's with protein powder or anything like that, but it tastes good, and it's better than a packet of chips if you're currently eating that as your snacks. So then I usually get coconut oil, and I spoon this out. I also just guess this, so let's just go like a spoon-ish of that. Yeah, that'll be enough. and then I microwave this so that it's runny. Oh, let's get all this out so it looks a bit nicer. And then I pretty much pour that in. Give it a stir. So the coconut oil is going to help bind it all together and stick it all together. Sorry, that's the microwave in the background if you can hear that. Cooling after 20 seconds, which is probably not necessary. Like this. And then I'm also a bit of a fan of cinnamon, so I chuck this in. I normally don't really measure this either, but for the sake of the video, let's go half a teaspoon sprinkled through. If you like it really cinnamony, which I do, I'm going to do a little bit more. Go like that. And then if you want it super sweet, we can go add some maple syrup. So let's go like, I always get really nervous about this because I feel like if you add too much sweetness in, it ruins it. But if it's not sweet enough, then it doesn't taste good. But you can never tell until the end when you're eating it whether or not it worked. So let's be safe and just do like almost a quarter of a cup. Yep, that'll do. Get all the goods out. Stirring it in. And then the last thing I like to add is some sort of, like I add a nut butter, whether it's peanut butter or almond spread, that's up to you. But I add this because it also helps bind it all together. It makes it taste a little bit gooey. So I just kind of spoon this out as well and hope that it's enough. So one of those, that'll do. And mix that all around. All right, so once this is all stirred and kind of mixed in and looks really a bit sticky, like it's gonna mush down into the pan quite well. Do you know what? I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Nah, let's do some more coconut oil. Good, add this in. So it's about a spoon of coconut oil, another spoon. Probably still not enough, but whatever, we'll just see how it turns out. It's always a surprise with my baking. Right, once you've done that, I already pre-prepared this baking tray, baking paper. I don't even worry about cutting it. I literally just pour this in the best I can. Then we smush it down. You want to make sure that it's packed in really tight so that when you bake it, it stays together. Good, so once that's all smushed in, then we put it in the oven. I've already set the oven for like 150-ish on bake. I put it in. And then it usually takes about 20 minutes, but I pretty much just keep opening the oven until I feel like it's cooked without being burnt. It's usually just golden on the top and not burnt on the bottom, but sometimes it does come out burnt because I'm not a baker. All right, so I've checked a few times. It's been about 20 minutes. Looks good, so I'm gonna get it out. Oh yeah. Smells pretty good. So this is what it looks like after about 20 minutes. You can see it's like kind of golden. Doesn't look burnt. Normally I let this cool down a bit before I do anything with it. And then once it's cool and I take it out, I usually chop it in like pretty much whatever size you want. I like big slices because I eat lots of food. But if you want to make little tiny ones for the kids, you can make little tiny ones. That's up to you. If you give this a go, please let me know how it goes. I'm actually pretty stoked that this turned out whilst I was videoing because I have done some before where they burn and then they taste really bad. But yeah, let me know. Also, I wanted to let you know that you can actually use honey instead of maple syrup. I forgot to say that before. So if you don't really like maple syrup or you don't have any and you have honey, use some honey. Otherwise, enjoy. Hope this gives you something to do with the kids or some snack food to eat instead of really bad choices. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.